Installing solar PV is easy, right? Just slap a few panels on the roof, stick a battery in the loft and walk away, and the customer never has to pay an energy bill again. Well, believe it or not, installing solar properly is quite an art. So in this video, we're going to explain to you all of the most important details that many people don't think about. And make sure you watch to the end of the video, because I'm going to reveal 5 quick fire tips that are absolutely essential. If I was getting a solar install, what I would do. So we're just here putting the finishing touches on this install here in Cambridge. We've got 18 panels with a nice big 𝐒𝐮 Energy battery system and an EV charger, as well as loads of other bits and pieces that we've done to get the electrics up to scratch at this property. But the first thing that is so important for every solar and battery system starts way before anyone puts their feet on the ground, and that is the design. A system has to be designed properly. So let me explain a bit more about that. So panel layout is an obvious one, but it's a really important part of the design. Finding out how many panels you can fit on a roof is not always that easy. Getting the accurate measurements involves various different methods of measuring, and sometimes a site survey is the only way to get accurate measurements on the roof. In this particular case, we've got 6 panels on here, 12 panels on the garage roof, and the garage roof is a completely different pitch to the house roof. So all of that needs to be factored in when we do the calculations as to how much energy the system is estimated to generate throughout the year. And also things like stringing, cable sizing, and all of the system needs to be designed around one thing, which is the most important thing, and that is the customer's energy use needs. If you don't take those into consideration, a system can be way oversized or way undersized and just never work properly for the customer. Now, every roof is different, whether it's concrete tiles like this, plain tiles, slate tiles, or even metal roofs. There are so many different variations, and a system has to be designed with the right roofing materials in mind, aka the hooks that you use, the rail that you use, to make sure that the integrity of the roof is maintained at all costs. Remember, this system needs to last for 25 to 30 years. That's the designed lifespan of a system like this. And in order to do that, the roof integrity needs to be maintained at all costs, making sure that structurally it's correct and that the water barrier of the roof is maintained so that there are no leaks, no broken tiles, and everything stays strong for a long time. One thing that's an absolute must for me is all black solar panels. The old style panels that still are out there and a lot of installers fit with the silver lines on, they just look a bit hideous. Whereas you've got a nice all black array, it just looks super smart. And with the second thing, which is the solar skirt bird protection, it looks even better because it looks like it's been built to fit on your roof. And bird protection is an absolute essential, because I've seen so many installs that haven't fitted bird protection where pigeons have nested under the install and it's been a complete disaster. The third point that's absolutely essential is getting a good quality, smart battery system. There's so many cheap brands out there that don't have good apps that allow you to actually see what the system is doing and control it, whereas systems like the 𝐒𝐮 Energy have an amazing app that allows you so much flexibility in the way that you use your battery. And that is key, because energy changes over time, prices fluctuate, your needs fluctuate, and if you've got a smart battery system that can adapt to your needs, that makes your whole install so much more valuable. We love the 𝐒𝐮 Energy products, so much so that we've even installed them at our own building, and there are other smart batteries out there that are also good, but this is among the best for us. With this install, as with many of the installs that we do, we've installed the 𝐒𝐮 Energy backup gateway. Now that's super important if you want backup power in the event of a power cut and you want your solar to still work if the grid connection is lost. This really gives you energy independence, and that's what the customer wanted. In fact, most of our customers want that these days, because the state of the grid and the state of the world at the moment, everything's a bit up in the air, right? With this, you've got your own independent source of power, so that no matter what's happening in the grid, your solar will work, your batteries will work, and you're going to still have power. If you want to know more about backup power and some of the myths associated with it, I've made a full video about this, and I'll leave a link up on the screen now. So we've run the entire house power through this gateway, And then we've run a brand new feed to the garage as well. We've put a new house consumer unit in, a new garage consumer unit, and there's been a lot of digging. Now, when it comes to backup power, there's one really important thing, and that's having a backup earthing system. A lot of installers will just ram an earth rod into the ground with a little clip on the top of it, and it looks pretty horrible, but it's also a bit dangerous because you never know what's under the ground, and it doesn't provide the best backup earth. So what we do is we install a condu-disc earthing disc. It's quite a big piece of equipment, and it's right below my feet now. We dig a hole, we put the condu-disc in the ground with some conductive concrete, and then we backfill it. That is connected to the main earthing terminal of the property and gives a backup earth for the entire property. So that if there is a grid outage, you've still got safe earth provided for your property. Now, the fourth thing that's super essential for me is having a hardwired Ethernet connection to all of your most important devices, the solar inverter, the battery, and an EV charger if possible. And the reason for that is I've seen so many customers who've had Wi-Fi only systems and they've changed their router and everything has come disconnected from the internet, and what that results in is them having to call the installer back. Many times the installers are long gone, because in the solar industry there are a lot of companies that have gone bust over the years, and they're left with a system that is no longer smart, no longer connected. If you've got a hardwired connection, you simply unplug your old router, plug in the new one, and everything just works, and it's so much better. A lot of installers try to do everything themselves. They dig the trenches, they fit the panels to the roofs, some of them even put up the scaffolding themselves. And I've seen so many problems where a contractor who just isn't really used to doing this kind of work ends up struggling for days to do a job that would take a professional a matter of hours. So at Artisan, we do things differently. We've got dedicated teams for every step of the project. For example, the groundworks below me are all of the ducts and cables that we've run. Now, these have been dug in by our professional team who've lifted this block paving, buried everything properly and relaid it, and you would never know that we've lifted this block paving. It's absolutely perfect. Now, if our team of electricians tried to do this, realistically, it wouldn't look as good as this, but because we only use people who just do this one job day in, day out, they do it to perfection, the result is so much better. Same with fitting the panels on the roof, same for the scaffolding. We use dedicated teams for all of these different trades, and it enables the best quality and the highest speed for every phase of the project. So we've installed this PV Ultra cable from the house roof to the garage to run the DC power from the house solar panels to the inverter in the garage. The team have neatly clipped this down, and then it runs underground in a duct to the garage. And we've also future-proofed the system for the customer by installing a new circuit for air conditioning. The customer said that they would probably want to get air conditioning in the future, so we've installed a dedicated circuit for that with an isolator switch here. Now, because we give our electricians the time that they need to do a proper job, it enables them to be a bit obsessive about how everything looks. So we're obsessed with neat cabling, we're obsessed with labeling everything properly, and it's all the finishing touches like that that make the difference from a pretty average install to a top quality install. So you can see, like here, the way that the cables are clipped is absolutely beautiful. Every single piece of equipment is properly labelled, and they've taken the time to lay everything out really nice. They've planned it properly, even down to the neatness of these cables, the labelling that's attached to them, the heat shrink labelling on the network switch. Everything's just spot on, and this is all part of our standard operating procedures at Artisan Electrics, so that every install that you get from Artisan looks the same to the top standard. It even comes down to the little touches like sealing the holes properly with repair cement that actually matches the colour of the background, whether it be red brick or grey mortar. We seal the holes with a kind of blended mortar that just looks like it was made to be there. So little details like this are super important. Sealing up the duct so that no rodents or anything get in there. And we do it with black expanding foam so that it just blends in, it looks really, really smart, and it just makes sure that the finish is perfect. The fifth thing that I would absolutely get as part of a solar and battery install is one of these, an EV charger. Now, the customer at this property doesn't even have an EV yet, but we bundled in the charger as part of the whole package that allows him to get 0% VAT on an EV charger install along with everything else. And it means that he's got an EV, he's future-proofed, because EVs are coming, Everyone knows it. You might not want it, you might not believe it, but it's a fact. And if ever he's got a friend or neighbour who needs to charge their car now, he's got an option to be able to do that. And as soon as he wants to, he can get an EV and start charging up off pure sunshine. So is getting solar really that easy? Well, for good installers, there are a lot of details to get right. As you've seen throughout this video, the devil is in the detail, but get all those details right and all the elements of the project lined up properly, and you can end up with a fantastic result, just like we see here on this project. Now, if you would like a solar install, then feel free to get in touch via the link below. But either way, I hope this video has been of benefit to you and you've enjoyed it. Hopefully it helps you to know a bit more about what to look out for to get a great solar install.